Welcome to Blood Bowl from my car with your humble host, Heretic of You. This is the #1 Blood Bowl channel on YouTube, broadcast from a car. Anyways, today I was going to do a kind of mix of things, just a quick update, some thank yous, and just, we're going to talk about Edge team since that last game between the Wood Elves and Amazons got me thinking about what I wish someone would have told me when I started playing Edge team. So just a general guide. So we're kind of hit all of these things in this video, and it'll kind of make more sense as I get into each one. Okay, first off, some updates. I'm on my way to a work retreat. So the Sylvan Bowl playoffs had just started, but we're going to have to delay them about a week. Which means the video being produced on it will also be a week. So we're about 2 weeks out. So I'm going to make this video to just kind of bridge the gap and just tell everybody what's going on. For everyone who participated in the poll, much love. We got much more responses than last time. Yeah, it was three guys responded, but hey. Thanks again to Zira Shanut, who left this comment on the last video. So thank you for continuing to support the channel, and I am going to continue to pump out content as long as you guys tell me not to stop. Let's talk about Edge teams. When I first started playing Blood Bowl, one of the first teams I picked up was Skaven, and I was told they were a really good team, but I kept losing with them, like really badly. And it was because no one said, listen, they're a good team, but, if you make mistakes with them, you will suffer. And playing an Edge team is a lot more difficult. It's a different style of Blood Bowl. And I just figured I'd spend a couple of minutes talking about what I learned as a coach playing an Edge team, and maybe help other people who are thinking about picking up a team like, Wood Elves or, Dark Elves or whatever that, need some advice that I could have used when I was starting out. Also, before I begin, quick reminder, one of the things that is coming up for this channel is we are getting another team from Succubus Miniatures, and it's going to be a surprise on what that is. Hopefully I'll play it next season. I want to paint it up and give you my thoughts on it. So that is coming down the pipe soon. I just checked my email. The models are here in the States, which means they could arrive at my door at any time. So one of the best starting out teams would be the Elf Union team if you're going to play Edge. And the reason for that is basically the way I see the Elven Human team. I keep saying that. Yun, or High Elves. I should just call them High Elves. That's what they were known as. Basically, they function a lot like the human team, just with higher agility. They've got a great catcher position. In fact, that catcher, a high scorer, but he's a great defender if you give him the right skills. And then, of course, you get the blitzers and stuff. You don't get a big guy, which is one of their big downfalls. But you do have that high agility, and if you do like to pass, this is one of the teams that would be extremely good at it. So I would say the decent armor, the high agility, they are expensive, which means that you will be learning to play more conservatively because you will have less rerolls. And so there's still that slight barrier to entry. But of the Edge teams, in my opinion, I think that's the one if you're starting out with and you just want to learn how different it is to play Edge versus Bash. That is one of the better teams to start with. The things you really do need to understand if you're starting out with an Edge team is people don't talk about blocking much when they give you advice for agility teams, But that's really one of the core things that you should learn about as playing an Edge team. Okay, so first lesson of playing Edge is don't get hit. that sounds really pretty basic, but if you're an Edge team, your armor is generally lower than most teams. Okay, so your guys are going to get hurt more, and because they have high agility and usually they're faster, they're a lot more expensive. So losing guys to you is it's extremely it's extremely damaging to the team. You know, losing a single elf is a lot of not just a lot of one personnel off the board, but he's worth a lot of coin. So what a lot of new Edge players do, well, they'll end up accidentally marking the other team, which gives the your opponent free punches at you. You basically want the mindset of, I want the least amount of punches every turn to my team as possible, because in that grand scheme of, you know, of trading off blows, if you start losing guys and it's going to be very detrimental. Now, there is an art to playing Blood Bowl when you're down. It doesn't mean that you're completely out. And I would say another thing is, don't panic if you start, you know, if a couple of your guys are knocked out. Blood Bowl ultimately is about scoring, and that is what an Edge team will do well. So if you can score a touchdown, it does a couple of things. Like it'll reset the board, which kind of screws up the opponent's momentum. If he's creating, you know, block chains, he's trying to block you off the pitch or whatever. So that gets reset. Also, if you have guys that are knocked out, you have a chance to get back on the pitch and regain some of your numbers. And it puts pressure on the other guy to have to score back, because a lot of bash teams want to take the entire half to score. They want to hog that ball and force you into this slow grind as they chew up your guys, march upfield, and then score in the last turn. But if you are a smart, let's say it's, you know, first half, you get the ball, it's very easy for an Edge team to score turn 2, turn 3. I say you got to be a little bit more patient and score on turn 4 or 5, and really put the pressure on that bash team to because they're generally slower. They're generally not thinking touchdowns. They just want to knock out guys and punch people in the face. And so if you change their mindset, like, oh crap, I need to score now, then they, you know, it changes the momentum. If the opponent starts marking you, right, you got to use your agility to your advantage. Okay. Meaning that you should be using that agility to dodge away from your opponents, and pick your blocks. Basically, when you think about blocking as an Edge coach, you're thinking of attacking a guy with a scalpel. You want to be precise. You want to target you want to target key players. Make sure you have that advantage, and you definitely don't want to be caught with a bunch of your guys marked, because then he's just going to punch you next turn. Another great tactic that you could do to slow down your opponent, especially if they cage up, what they're wanting you to do is to sort of collapse on that cage and engage them in the block war. If you do that, chances are you're going to end up with guys that are not out of the pitch, you know, either knocked out or dead or injured or whatever. There's a video I did a long time ago about how to basically make columns of tackle zones with your guys to slow down a cage. And that's basically what you want to do, is you want to give him maybe one square of movement per turn, and that'll really mess him up offensively. So that is your best way of passive defenses, is stacking up tackle zones. I think I should dig up that video and maybe put the link in my description, or just show some of the examples of it up there. Yeah, why not? Let's Let's show some examples. But so if you learn these techniques, it'll really mess with your typical bash team that is slower and just wants to hit things. If they're not hitting things, they're basically, you're taking away one of their greatest strengths against you. Some inducements. When it comes to inducements, when it comes to league play, a lot of times, what you want is those Bloodweiser kegs or babes. Back when GW wasn't so politically correct. Those will help you get your knocked out guys back on the field. Extra apothecaries. Buying an apothecary is very important if you're an edge team, because again, if you have like a strength 2 guy that you depend on scoring touchdowns, usually your strength 2 guy is going to be like movement 8 or 9, and you really depend on his movement to get you that quick score, and you can't afford to lose players like that. The apothecary will at least lessen the chances of you losing that key player. So apothecaries. Okay, anything that will help your guys stay on the table. Bloodweiser kegs. I hope these tips help. Just some basic advice, and it's just filler until our next video. So I will see you guys at the playoffs, or maybe my other team will arrive. Who knows what my next video is going to be right now. But thanks for answering those polls. I think maybe next video should we do one on goblins? I think so. Put it in the comments if you want to hear more about how I play goblins. Let's go. And thanks for subscribing. Thanks for watching the video. Hey, hit like. If you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe. Ring that bell for notifications. We are trying to rebuild this channel into the best Blood Bowl channel ever.